It's July 17th. We're doing our Tuesday night tube guitar amplifier webinar session. And the first item in the queue tonight was sent in by Rick. Rick has the vintage place over there in California. He says, how about add a reverb kit for a Tweed 5E3? Now, we talked about this before because we have the kit that Ulrich had designed, and this is the board for it. It comes with a board and it's all silk screened, and all you do is look at the board, and then there's a bill of materials that you can identify what parts are what, Q1, Q2, blah, blah, blah. And it's paint by the numbers. You fill it in. And when you finish, the board is populated. And let's see here if I can find the pictures for it. Okay, I got them in a different folder. I know where they're at. No, I don't either. Oh man, I screwed that up. Let's see, how do you go back? Yeah, here they are. Here's one of them. This is a picture of the unit after it is installed. Now it comes with a power supply. The little white box here. Let me get my pointer out. This little box here, that's the power supply. Now you can mount it anywhere. He just mounted it. This customer just mounted it on the back side of the chassis, since a 5E3 does not have a cap pan, so there's plenty of space. And then he mounted the board, and you can see he put these little nylon standoffs. He just popped them into the chassis, drilled a couple of holes, and popped it right in. And here's your RCA jacks that go to your reverb pan. And then there's a couple of hookups. You got your DC power hooking up to the board here. See, here's your DC supply, and it hooks up to the board there. You've got your in and an out, which is, I believe it's, I don't know if it's there or it's one of these here. And then you got your reverb pan, which is here. And I don't know for sure what this is here. Oh, this is high voltage and ground, because some of these transistors are those transistors that act like a 12X7, and they're like, LND
150.
Yeah, it's a 300 volt deal. You hook it up like a 12X7. So anyway, that's the way it's all hooked up. And then when it's all done, I mean, this is the circuit right here. And it's got some little options on the board. These right here are not normally used if you're using it on a Tweed Deluxe, but if you're using it with other amps where there's no capacitor on the input, then you go ahead and add these components in there so that you can block DC. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So you hook up your 24 volt supply here, which we showed you, and you got your input here and the output over here, or here, depending on which one you're going to be using. So that's pretty much it, and that's how it's done. The thing that's nice about this kit is everything's been worked out for you. You don't have to think about anything. You just stuff the components in the board. You would use a wire across here if you're using it for a 5E3, because that goes directly to the input. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Okay, Nordstrom, go ahead. If for some reason you're not unmuting. There you go.
All right. Hey, if anybody needs any original Gibbs reverb pans from the 60s, I've got 30.
How cool is that? What impedance are they?
What?
What impedance are they?
I don't know. They're the 12. They're the standard ones that came in the Vibrolux and all the earlier Tweeds from the mid '60s. I found a box of them in a warehouse. They're all new old stock. They're brand new. So
check the DCR on those inductors. If they're the right pans for a Fender, one inductor is going to be like a little bit over 1 ohm DCR. And I think the other one's going to be right around 200 ohms. But check those, man. If that works, if that's the right one, man, that is a great sounding pan. That's probably one of the best sounding reverb pans ever made.
Yeah, that's why I got them. This guy asked me. He brings me all this weirdly weird stuff, and I got about 2,000 Switchcraft jacks and plugs too.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll probably buy some of those from you. And I might be interested in a couple of those Gibbs pans for myself. You know, I had some Gibbs pans here, but the ones I had a master case of them. They came 25 to the master. The ones I had were for Ampeg, and they were the wrong impedance for the input, you know, because Ampeg is a capacitor input, so it's higher impedance. And back in the 90s when, in the first part of the 90s when Accutronics went over to the new transducers they were making in-house that sounded crappy compared to their old ones, I called over there to complain about it, and they said, well, too bad, you know, this is what we're doing. And I said, well, do you have any of the old transducers left? And they said, yeah, we got maybe about 100 of them, 50 or 100 of them or something. I said, I'll take all the ones you got left. So I bought them, and they sat in my box here, you know, just a parts bin forever. And those Gibbs pans sat in that master carton forever. And then one day I got the idea, why don't I put the Accutronics transducer in the Gibbs pan, you know, for the input so the impedance would match. And I hooked that up, and man, I tell you, it was glorious. It was absolutely glorious. One of the best sounding reverb pans I ever heard. And I sold those pans. They were brand new. I sold them with the new transducers for $125 a pan, and they were gone in like 2-3 weeks. So, yeah, that's a great pan. How much you want for them? Wait, I must have unmuted you somehow. Maybe you muted yourself. How much you want for them, Nordstrom?
I think about $20. I'm trying to make some dinner for my kids, and
yeah, I'll buy 3 of them from you.
All right, I'll contact you later.
Yeah, I'll buy 3 of them. I'll buy some of those jacks. I'll buy a couple of hundred of those Switchcraft jacks. Are they the kinds with the switch? Or are they just two?
I've got a whole bunch of different ones. Right now, I've got the locking ones. I've got just the straight mono. I've got stereo, but I'll get you what I have.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, get with me. I'll buy some of that stuff from you. I'll use that. I like some of those Gibbs pans just for myself, for my personal reverbs, because those are just over the top, man. It's just a great. And you know, if you look at the pan, they got a little sticker on there. It says "Made in Janesville, Wisconsin, by beautiful women." Mm-hmm. And I don't know if any of y'all ever been to Janesville, Wisconsin, but I have, and they're not kidding, man. Their women in Janesville, Wisconsin, are beautiful. It's a Scandinavian settlement, and all the women there. God, man, I shouldn't say this on recording. They're beauties. They're beauties, man. Tall, green eyes, well endowed, gorgeous women. Okay, it looks like you're on a different planet. Jeff's got his hand up. Go ahead, Jeff.
I just wanted to see if I could get a couple of those pans from Nordstrom too.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll forward his email to you when he sends me the email, Jeff.
Okay, super. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Yeah, it would be really cool if you had a 5E3 circuit, put this reverb circuit in there, and then use one of those Gibbs pans. Oh, my God. It'd be awesome. Okay, let's see here.
Me too, Gerald. It's Chris.
Chris, I tell you what, anybody that's interested in those pans, just send me an email, and I'll forward you his email. He's going to send me an email of what he's got for jacks and pans and all that stuff. Okay? So just send me an email, and I'll forward you his email. These kits right here, I can't remember how much we sell these damn things for. Let's see here. I might have the pricing sheet. Hell, I don't know how much we sell them for. I think I know the dealer price is 100, and it's I think it's 125 or 150 regular, and then 100 for the dealer price. You got about 3 to become a dealer though, and then after that you can buy them onesie twosies. But we recommend selling them for 200. You know, if you're gonna put one in an amp, you can sell it for 200. People will go crazy over that. Get reverb added to their 5E3 for $200. That's a deal.